All right, back at it we go. And as I've been saying most of the morning, I believe a flu season is in full swing, and colds and influenza A and B and some COVID. And even around our studios, we've had a lot of people that have been sick. And reading this week,
Including me.
Yeah, including Danny Boy, that urgent care centers are at their highest levels in 28 years. I think the actual flu overall is as high as it's been since 2009 or 2010. And so I thought we'd talk about disinfectants. And the one in particular is the product I talk about periodically called JAWS Disinfectant. And you know him, Bruce Yacko. He is back, and he's going to help us out. Tell us what the difference is. And Bruce, welcome
Good
again
morning,
at Home with
Gary.
Gary Sullivan. How you doing?
Good morning. Good morning.
Yes, sir.
I'm doing great. Actually, I've been healthy all the season, which is great, and I've been traveling a lot, so
That's great.
thankful for that.
Oh, my gosh. I've known people on cruises have been sick. I know people that have traveled are sick. Our grandkids down in Charlotte, they've been sick, and it's a big deal.
So
it's a big
it's
deal.
everywhere. They say 70% of the population will get sick with the flu this year,
Wow.
and over 290,000 to 600,000 deaths will come from it. It's really a very, very serious strain this year.
Yeah, it obviously is because schools are closed where we're at. Not all of them, but I mean different ones. Just bus drivers can't drive buses. Students can't get to
it
school.
really is something.
So
You know, and the A used to, a 24-hour flu was something we would normally see. These flus are lasting 4 to 5 days.
and then
really
a cough
people
for a
getting
long time
majorly
after
sick.
that.
Yes,
yeah.
it's really, yeah.
So
It's a great time to protect yourself, do a lot of hand washing and all that good stuff, but having a good disinfectant in your home or office isn't going to help things too. So
I was telling you my pet peeve: public restrooms. They have those soap dispensers, and you get a squirt of foam.
I know, Gary.
Oh my gosh!
know,
Come
I
on!
know.
You're telling us to wash hands, and somebody's got to give it some soap in there. Good Lord! But in our houses, and there's, I'm sure there's a ton of disinfectants out there, but some disinfectants that I've read are not nearly as effective as other disinfectants.
Yep.
Can you tell me about the JAWS disinfectant?
Sure. So it's a hospital-grade disinfectant, which means it kills Staph, Pseudomonas, and Salmonella, which are pretty hard to kill. But it also, for the influenza A and B, hepatitis B and C, COVID, really thousands of different, or hundreds of different diseases, bacteria, viruses that has been tested against third party. This isn't Bruce saying. This is a third party agencies that came back and tested against the work that we did. But at the end of the day, there are so many different bacteria and viruses and things that we want to defend against, especially right now with the flu. And we're inside. It's cold outside, and we're inside offices and homes. And so having a good product that you can use to not only clean, because you want to clean the surface and disinfect, and do it in one application. A lot of disinfectants you're supposed to clean first, then come back, then disinfect, and go through that process. Well, the JAWS Disinfectant, which is a neutral product, Gary, so we can use it across the home. I don't care. You use it on your floors, walls, countertops, doorknobs, spray a wipe and do your TV remotes and things like that. Because it is a neutral product, we can use it across those surfaces. When you clean with it and disinfect with it, you're not leaving streaks behind. But really the product's designed for homes, offices, hospitals, nursing homes, daycare centers. We sold millions of gallons of it over the years. Commercial industrial buildings and office buildings, cruise ships, casinos, and on and on and on. But the beauty of it, because it is neutral, because it does clean beautifully, you can use it across spectrums. So, we kind of urge people who are professional home and office cleaning people, use the disinfectant right now. Tell your customers that you're going to disinfect the entire area and home. If you want to leave a bottle behind, and sell them a bottle behind when you leave, so they can do things in between. But any hard surface in your home, outside of a TV screen,
Mm-hmm.
you can use to disinfect and clean those areas. And we should be doing that right now because
Sure.
unfortunately it's just everywhere. And we want to stay as healthy as we can be
Yep.
and
Absolutely. I mean, kids' toys is another breeding ground.
without a doubt,
Yeah.
kids' toys, floors, and they're crawling around floors and things like that. So I just think it's just a great product to have in the home, and it's got a great lemon fragrance. It doesn't fume, Gary, and so
Well,
going and defending your home and office as best
sure.
you can right now, I think is great. And it's a great product to do it with.
So that was one of the things I wanted to talk to you about. I totally get the JAWS products, the no fumes, the pH neutral, it's so safe to use, so super efficient. But you got old school people out there, nothing beats bleach and all ammonia. Well, they're, how effective are they? I know they smell like crazy, and maybe that's the smell some people want, but they they can't hold a candle to some of the disinfectant like JAWS.
Well, we had bleach 100 years ago because that's all you had.
Right,
And you used that because you needed to. And today's surfaces are, we don't have Formica countertops anymore. We have
right.
stainless steel refrigerators and granite marble countertops. And we have all these other things in the house today that are far more expensive than they were years ago. And
Sure.
bleach is about the most volatile material. So
Right.
every day you're losing efficiency and effectiveness with a bleach just because of its properties. But to use
Mm-hmm.
bleach in a home and anything that's going to choke you, which bleach does, your
Yeah.
body's telling you don't use it, don't do it.
Right.
It's hurting me when I do it. And so using bleach around the house, it really okay if you like that odor, because it's an odor, it's not a fragrance, it's an odor.
Right. Right.
And you feel like but you don't need it anymore. It's not necessary. It's like we used to use pile drive and do them one at a time when we did the railroads. Well,
Right.
we don't do that anymore.
Right.
And
Well,
so
plus our
using a
homes,
more modern day product is, and yeah,
they're tighter, and you can't get rid of those odors. So, how about those? It kind of drives me crazy. And you just talked about how to use the JAWS disinfectant. What about um, these towelettes that are disinfectants? They smell like bleach. And are you just spreading the germs, or is it actually eliminating them?
It's better to spray a surface and then disinfect and wipe it down without one of those kind of wipes. We
Okay.
all know that by the time you get through half the canister, half the towel is dry anyway because gravity pushed it all down to the bottom, and
Right.
so it's just you're throwing things away that we don't need to be throwing away. They're expensive to use, and at the end of the day, spraying a surface, letting it sit, coming back and wiping it down is really the proper way to clean and disinfectant, whether you're in a hospital, a nursing home, a daycare center, or your house. It is
Hmm.
the proper way of doing that, and like you said, Gary, you're quick, you're on it, you're off it, and it just doesn't perform to the level that you're going to see with a
Okay.
spray on a surface and give it some dwell time and do its job.
And the nice thing about all the JAWS products, and I know the JAWS disinfectant is one of those in your lineup of wonderful products, is it's refillable. I mean, it
Yeah,
comes, yeah. I mean, you just fill it with water, put this cartridge in, and you're good to go again, correct?
sure. And you're not going to buy 6 bottles of disinfectant if you can find them. 6 bottles of disinfectant in your house, but you put 6 cartridges. Everybody, a lot of our customers will buy 5 or 6 additional cartridges, and all you're going to do is fill up your bottle with water to the fill line.
Right.
When you insert the cartridge, which is a child-resistant concentrate in the bottle, and you tighten down on your sprayer, it releases immediately into the water, and you're ready to go disinfect. But the beauty of it, you can buy a few extra cartridges, have them there when you need them. So when you run out, you have additional ones that you can use. They have a 2-year shelf life, and so don't worry about them running out. Or this season, you'll have some for next season if you have some extra left over, or use it during the summer. There's all kinds of other things that we want to defend our home against. Not just the flu, that we would have the ability, E. coli on a surface,
Right.
in the kitchen area and things like that. And so it has a wide swath of bacteria, viruses, and funguses that this product will clean and disinfect. And you're doing it with the cartridge, which is a great way to do it. We have it different ways. You can buy it, Gary, as an empty bottle with 2 cartridges, if that's the way you choose, at jawscleans.com. We have it in an ultimate kit, which you can buy 5 other great glass cleaners and kitchen degreasers and things in that ultimate kit. Okay. Or as I say, if you're a commercial professional cleaner, spout it, tell the world about it, because you're disinfecting the home as you're cleaning it or office. And we have them in 24 packs, where you buy 24 cartridges in a little box. Weighs about 1.5 pounds, so it's easy to transport and carry. But just continue to refill. We don't need to be throwing away billions of bottles every year in single-use bottles, and reuse this bottle. It'll last you 1,000 years if you wanted to.
Yeah. So it's jawscleans.com, and you bring up a good point too. I know you mentioned E. coli, but now we're talking about bird flu again. I guess cooking and countertops and stuff. The disinfectant kind of helps with that issue too.
No, there's a bunch of foodborne, things that come from stuff like that you not only and it'll clean away the greases and oils that you have from your meats and suets and kitchen, chicken, things like that. And then also we'll disinfect the surface and clean it as well. And even if you have a black marble countertop, it's not going to leave streaks behind when you're done.
Excellent. And fragrance? Or can't tell anything at all?
Really a nice lemon fragrance too.
Okay.
So when you spray it, you've got a nice lemon. You're not smelling bleach or ammonia or things along those lines. You really have something nice to work with, that your body's not going to react to, and nor are the surfaces in your home. You spend a lot of money on that surfaces. You know that as well as anybody, Gary. And having a great product to be able to do the things you need to do without hurting those surfaces is even better. And the cartridges are less expensive than the bottles on shelf and all that stuff. So,
well,
you've got an
I wanted to have you on because I know a lot of people are out picking up disinfectants, and there's such an advantage with the JAWS Disinfectant. We mentioned them, the refillable bottles. It works. It's hospital grade. And those cartridges where you can just fill it up is great. So it's jawscleans.com. You can pick it up there. Any deals going on right now?
20% off. Again, we feel let's give the public a opportunity to buy them at a discounted rate.
Okay.
You need them now, and this is the right time to buy them. So that, and I even say, Gary, they use it in the subs. The nuclear subs use it to disinfect. You got 500 people 500 feet under the water and having them safe, and while they're there, and not hurt that multi-billion-dollar craft, because it's not going to attack the electronics and all the rest of it. And
definitely don't want to be using bleach in that.
No, you'll end up 1,000 feet under the, and you won't get up.
Right.
Yeah. So, well, listen, everybody stay as safe as you can stay. I think that the JAWS Disinfectant would be a great item to have in your home or office. And, really appreciate the support. We've sold over 170 million cartridges to date, which we appreciate the love and support you and your listeners have for it. So I thank you from the bottom of my heart. And we have plenty of stock right now. So 2 days later, typically people have it in their home or office if they ordered it this weekend.
JawsCleans.com, promo code Gary, 20% off. Bruce, thank you for joining us. I appreciate it.
Gary, great to be with you as always. Okay, stay safe,
Take
everybody.
Care. Bye-bye. All right, Bruce Yacko from JAWS, JawsCleans.com, JAWS. Some people say, I can't hear what you're saying. It's JawsCleans.com. That's where you ordered 20% off. Promo code Gary, the disinfectant, outstanding. And proud to have them as a sponsor of our show also. All right, your calls, 800-823-8255. You're at home with Gary Sullivan.